Le deuxième thème intitulé Formation et assistance technique pour les agents anticorruption sera développé par le professeur Mohamed Saleh, doyen du centre de formation de l'Académie Sadat en Égypte, et M. Alexis Kounof, président du Conseil des gouverneurs de l'Académie internationale de lutte contre la corruption. M. Kounof, je vous donne la parole pour 5 minutes pour votre développement.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Dear Madam Chair, distinguished participants, let me also begin with expressing my sincere gratitude to His Excellency, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, as well as the government of the Arab Republic of Egypt, for organizing such an important and representative event and in such a beautiful place. I would also like to thank you for inviting the International Anti-Corruption Academy and for providing me with an opportunity to share with you briefly some information about the current work of the Academy and its plans for the future. As many of you may know, the International Anti-Corruption Academy is an international organization based in Luxembourg, Austria. It was established in 2011 by the UNODC, Interpol, European Anti-Fraud Office, the Republic of Austria, and several other stakeholders. The International Anti-Corruption Academy currently has a constituency of 77 parties, as well as a number of signatories. Among African countries, there are 12 members of the IACA, and 6 more countries are signatories to the International Anti-Corruption Academy. International Anti-Corruption Academy, to be brief, is the first global institution of its kind dedicated to anti-corruption research and training. We all know that there are many working groups and many sections on anti-corruption in different international organizations. And of course, national universities and research centers also deal with all these problems. But the International Anti-Corruption Academy is actually one and only international organization which is entirely devoted to research and training in the anti-corruption field. IACA offers a plethora of different educational products and services. For example, it offers the very first global postgraduate degrees in anti-corruption, the Master of Arts in Anti-Corruption Studies, and the International Master in Anti-Corruption Compliance and Collective Action. Another popular product and service is the annual Summer Academy, which is very popular among students from different countries, and it is regularly attended by a large number of participants from all regions of the world, including those from Africa. What is actually unique about the IACA is that it has a kind of successful record of bringing together expertise from very different countries and from very different regions. Even if we look at the IACA now, the current head of training department is from the Republic of Korea, the current head of academic department is from India, the former head of research and science department was from France, and so on and so forth. So IACA successfully brings together people with different experience, different perspectives, different approaches to tackling corruption. And of course, this is maybe the most important thing, IACA succeeded in attracting prominent professors from, again, from different parts of the world to regularly deliver lectures both within its academic degree programs and tailor-made trainings. However, I want to be frank with you. In the end of the last year, IACA found itself in a kind of serious crisis. The main reason for that was that financially, IACA relies mainly on contributions by member countries. And according to the IACA agreement, those contributions are voluntary, as many of you may know. Unfortunately, not so many countries have been regularly contributing to IACA. So by the end of 2018, IACA, in fact, nearly ran out of money. As a result, the key persons in the IACA management, who many of you know, had to leave. In January, the former dean of IACA, Mr. Kreutner, resigned, and in March, a new chair of the Board of Governance was elected. As of now, this situation is gradually and constantly improving. In fact, there is a strong opinion among a number of countries, including my native country, Russia, that such unique specialized anti-corruption institutions should be kept alive and further developed. So that's why in the first half of 2019, several countries contributed significantly to the IACA general budget, and some countries from Africa also, for example, Nigeria. And thanks to those contributions, IACA is on its way out of this critical situation and is able to fully continue its regular activities. I would like to let you know that new admission to IACA master's programs has been announced finally, and also that a traditional IACA summer academy will be held in the end of June and beginning of July. So if any representatives from the African countries want to take part in those activities, they are, as usual, more than welcome. However, as the Board of Governors, which I represent here, we fully understand that in order to avoid similar unpleasant situations in the future, as well as in order to ensure the positions of IACA as a center of excellence on anti-corruption, we cannot simply stick to the current activities. IACA should find new directions for development. And the Board of Governance now is working on a strategic document that will be presented in autumn, in October, during the Assembly of Parties. And a number of new additional measures will be proposed to strengthen IACA's analytical and educational capabilities. I will just very briefly let you know about these measures, just to show you the general picture. First thing that we would like to do is to pay additional attention to the research component of IACA. Our ambition is to transform IACA into the analytical institution where experts from different countries can work together, bringing perspectives of their regions, of their countries, and building on this synergy, and maybe overcoming a kind of monopoly that exists now in the analytical field in anti-corruption. The second thing we're thinking of is introduction of a comprehensive online training system. We would like to develop a package of online courses on various aspects of anti-corruption, including both the very basic courses for newcomers and more specific courses for anti-corruption professionals, including on those issues that have been mentioned during this forum, for example, on the corruption risk assessment. Third, we would like to develop joint master's programs and joint educational activities with leading universities in member countries, including, of course, those in the African countries, so that students from all over the world do not need to come only to Austria, to Luxembourg, but can study here at home, but with the programs that are approved by IACA. Fourth thing we are thinking of is to develop a separate train-the-trainers program, not for public servants or employees of state-owned enterprises or commercial organizations, but for professors and experts in corruption, so for those who will then teach others in their own countries. And finally, we would like to bring tailor-made trainings into the member countries, again providing education not only in Vienna and not only in English, but also in the countries themselves, in the member countries, and as far as we can afford it, in native languages. In conclusion, let me invite all the countries which are represented here to participate in IACA activities. I would like to encourage those countries which are not members to IACA yet to consider becoming members, and those countries that are already members to continue their involvement with IACA in different forms. And I hope to see all of you someday in IACA as students, as professors, as researchers, or simply as our distinguished guests. Thank you very much.